So this is one of the early morning sessions, but you can do it anytime you like. So I kind of call them the short and sweet, because I usually have just woken up and trying to wake up. The sun is blasting in. We face south there, so the sun is just rising over that hill. So let's come to standing. And let's just do a quick warm up. Yeah. Keep the abdominal muscles holding from the front. Yeah. Lovely. Okay, and then do the hips. Very nearly did pajama yoga this morning, it has to be said. I might have to do that tomorrow. Okay, and it's good to know you don't have to change into any special yoga gear to do your yoga. So just swinging from side to side, but just be careful of the knee joints as you do that. Okay. Okay. And then if you can hold on to something for support, you can do the big hip rotations. These are good to do in the swimming pool as well, because then you get the resistance of the water. And then the opposite way. Okay. Good, and then swap sides. And the other way. Good, just making sure that joint is nicely lubricated. And then just gently using the hinge joint of the knee up and down, going right over the second toe as you do that. So of course, if you've got knee problems, don't go down so deeply, just try it a little. So what we're trying to do here is send a message to the brain here to lubricate this joint more and strengthen it, okay, without actually damaging it. Good, and then straight up. The frog march. So from the side, you know, you're going up as straight as you can. Good. And then you can lean against a wall and do the ankle rotations. And the other way. Okay. Other side. And the other way. So remember, you can do these sitting at your desk, sitting on a train, sitting on a bus, sitting watching telly. Okay, and then can we just do the sideways lift and drop with the heels? Maybe take the hands up as you do that. Good, drop down, and wrist rotations. As much as possible. Okay, and then shoulder rotations. So this is the fast way to simply lubricate all of the body. Okay, with on the shoulders, let's do the neck. So chin to chest, roll over to the right and down and roll over to the left. Okay, and now roll over to the right and lift the head and turn a bit more. Drop the head, roll over to center, roll over to left, chin to left shoulder, lift and down and roll back to the front. Over again, just repeat that whole sequence. Roll, and you probably feel the neck's feeling a bit stiff this morning. It's kind of normal. Next time you get to the center, just roll a little from side to side, feeling those tight muscles at the back of the neck, and see if you can drop the shoulders, release them that little bit more. Lovely. Then full shake out. And let's do, let's do a really nice standing sequence. So we're going to go through it almost as a flow. So if you're a beginner, I'd recommend either just watching this or taking it really slowly, not doing every single pose. So for the start, breathe in, take the arms up, elongate from pelvis to rib cage, breathe out and come down. Bend the knees, soften the knees, be generous with that knee bend. especially if it's the morning, because you'll be feeling kind of stiff. Okay, breathe in, come up, all the way up. Breathing out, back bend, back you go, lovely. Breathe in, back down again into the forward bend, but with wide legs this time, so the legs further apart. Bend the knees, over the second toe, breathe in, come up. So because it's a flow, I don't have as much time to give instructions. So leaning onto the right leg, lift the left, go over, opposite way, lean, lovely. See how far you can go. Lovely. Pause, coming down, bend the knees into Utkatasana. Arms following the line of ankle to knee, looking up. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, back down into the forward bend. Bend the knees into squat, opening out, heel toe, into the squat. Bring the hands towards you, looking forward. Lovely. Breathe out, bring the knees together, push the arms away. Try and keep the ankles from pronating inwards if you can. Breathe in, push the knees out. Breathe out, arms away, head between. Breathe in, push the knees out. Breathe out, push away, knees together. Last time, breathe in, pushing out. And breathe out, knees together, push away. And then from there, if you can, you could go into the balance pose, pushing on the insides of the knees. But if you can't, just stay with the feet there. So as I said, this is not particularly for beginners this morning. So you could balance just there, or you could try a little quick hip lift. And then from there, coming down into just the squat and moving a little from left to right. But you're moving over the knee joint, okay? Moving that way, moving that way, moving that way, moving that way, and then back. Obviously, for a squat, you can use a block at the back for your heels if it's really uncomfortable. And then coming down to seated, straight legs. Lovely, breathe in, come up. Lengthen the rib cage away from the pelvis, breathe out, come down. Anywhere along those legs, you might have really long legs and short arms. Obviously, generously bend the knees if you feel there's any too much strain. Breathing in, coming up. Lift reaching imaginary bar right above you, breathe out, coming down. Lovely. So this is a yoga flow. Breathe in, come up, moving through it. So I will put on the YouTube video that it's a yoga flow and that it helps if you know the poses beforehand, so not for somebody who's just started yoga. Then arms out, breathe in, come up, breathe out, one hand down. I'm doing my right hand down, lean and stretch. Breathe in, come up, other arm down, and lean and stretch. And we'll repeat, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And the last time on this other side, breathe in, stretch, breathe out, over. Lovely. And then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to bring the soles of the feet together. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out and down, forward. So if that knee joint hurts, either knee joint hurts, push the feet further away from you, okay? So breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, release a little down. If you push the feet away, hold on somewhere along the foot, breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, down. Breathe in, lengthen, and breathe out, down. So staying down for a moment, try to elongate, open out the shoulder blades, bring the shoulders down towards the earth if you can, towards the floor, and breathing into that. Nice and relaxed. Awesome. And then breathing in, coming up. So I want you to take your right foot over to the outside of the left knee. Hold on to that right knee with your left hand. Take your right hand round the back. Lengthen up and turn as you breathe out. So breathe in, lengthen up. And breathe out, turn. Breathe in, lengthen up from the crown, nice long spine, open in the belly area. Breathe out and turn. Breathe in, lengthen up, breathe out, turn. So once you get to your maximum turn, do just stay there for a moment, because this compression and stretch around the internal organs and torso is so beneficial. Breathing there for a moment, almost having a little rest. Lovely, and breathing out, coming round to the front, release the leg, take the left foot up and over, and the right hand comes round, okay, good. Left hand reaches round the back, and you use that as a staff, pushing like a stick, pushing you up, upright. Breathe in, lengthen up, but take the chin up if you can help it, and breathing out, going round, breathing into that. So breathing in, lengthening up, breathing out, little micro movements further round. Try to keep the shoulders level if you can, level from the floor. And then breathing out, coming back round, straightening the legs, and we'll go into another forward bend. So breathing in, bring the toes towards you, lift up some more, because there's always more lift to do. We want those internal organs really open. And then as we go down, don't scrunch up the belly at all. So coming down towards the feet, and bend the knees if you need to, and then lowering the head. Just breathe into that for a moment. Nice stretch around the back, the kidney area. Nice stretch along the spine, and you can deepen that by really stretching the waist away from the pelvis, the shoulders towards the feet, and down to the floor into a longer stretch. And you know, you may be watching this and doing it at any time of the day, but because it's the morning, body is always that little bit stiffer. So we'll take it nice and gently. Lovely, then coming up. And I'd like you to do a counter pose to that forward stretch. So I would recommend doing the Sphinx pose. So the hands just, the elbows underneath the shoulders and lifting. So the Sphinx can seem incredibly easy. The middle fingers are parallel to each other. The forearms are parallel to each other. So just check that. And just put the tops of the feet onto the ground behind you with the legs parallel. Then we're pushing through elbows and forearms and hands to lift up this front area here. So real lift. Okay. And then push with the pelvis into the ground as you lift the crown of the head upwards. Lovely. And that's so good for the counter pose for the work that we've just been doing on the lower back. So I'll just pause here for a moment. Okay, and then I would suggest coming out of that to go into the crocodile. So the feet go out really, really wide, and you put the insides of the feet on the ground, and then rest, fingers on shoulders. Stretch your rib cage away from your pelvis, and just rest the chin on your wrist area. Let the breathing quieten down. Nice neutral position. Very helpful for the spine. Makrasana, the crocodile, sleeping crocodile. Okay, Then bring the legs back, thighs back to parallel. Just rotate your ankle joints for a moment, any which way you like. Okay, and then hands underneath the shoulders, push up into a more lifted cobra, dropping the shoulders. Can you see how my shoulders were too high up? We drop them down a bit. Lovely. And then push to come up so that we're in that nice flat table, and we're just going to do those cat stretches. So breathing in, looking up, breathing out, bridge shape, breathing in, up, breathing out, bridge shape. So going from bridge, in breath, hammock. Bridge, tuck the tailbone under, lift the spine, breathe in, hammock. Okay, engage the abdominal core as you do hammock. Breathe out. Okay, remember, always do what feels comfortable for you. Adjust if you need to. And then staying for a moment in that lovely hammock. Engage the abdominal core. Lift the tailbone up more to the heavens. Push through the hands. Drop the shoulders down towards the floor if you can. Looking up as much as possible. Breathe, 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 breathe. And then I'd like you to ripple the spine from the tailbone as you go into the opposing pose, the bridge. Ripple the spine, moving vertebra to vertebra, all the way up the spine to the head. Tuck the tailbone under, chin to chest. As strong and high a bridge as you can make. Breathing into it. Hopefully feeling comfortable. Lovely. And then just separate the knees a bit wider. Bring the toes together, and we're going to come down into the nice long swan pose. Lengthening, walk the fingers if you can away from you. Nice long stretch along the back, opening out the back. Relaxing the forearms onto the ground. Breathing, breathing, breathing. So that's it for today. So you can stay there resting if you like. I wanted to make it nice and short and sweet. Lots of good work in a short amount of time. And you can stay there, but I'm coming up. So I'm going to turn off the video. And to come up, you bring the hands by the sides of the head and push to come up. So turning off the recording. Thank you so much. And I hope whatever you're doing next, you enjoy.